Notes aside because I, again, don't know what I'm going to say anyway. So.
You know what you want to say?
No.
Well, first I want to say thank you for doing the interview. We really appreciate you doing this.
What's your middle name?
Mine, Alvin.
Alvin. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, did you already start?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi.
It's Joe Alvin.
We're in the home of Mr. Ralph Nagel Sr. out on West Paulding Road near Monee, and Ralph has lived here his whole life. 88 years old, and he was born in this house. The family farmed the area here, and we're just going to have a little conversation about what life's been like in this area for the past 88 years. So, welcome, Mr. Nagel, or thank you for welcoming us into your home.
Okay, thank you.
It's a pleasure talking to you. And really, we're just going to have a conversation. I think one of the things that I was thinking about and wondering is how things have changed from your first recollections of being on this farm till today.
Well, when we get a big snowstorm years ago, we just wait till the next day till the snow was coming. Yeah. One time I remember my folks taught me how to play pinochle on one of the
When there was a snowstorm, you got to learn how to play pinochle, huh?
To spend the afternoon day that way.
And you had animals here too, didn't you? Milk cows?
Always had cows. Always had milk cows.
So what was it like when there was a blizzard like we had the other day? What was it like when there was a blizzard here? What did you have to do?
When the milkman couldn't make it, we milked the cows and dumped the milk out. Couldn't keep it. So.
No. You didn't make a big, huge pot of pudding?
Oh, I suppose you could. I imagine we did. I don't know. But,
How many cows did you have?
Not no more than 30.
That's a lot.
Just a little guy.
Now you had two brothers, right? The three of you worked on the farm when you were kids. Did you have regular chores that you had to do?
One brother.
Oh, one brother. That's right. You have 3 sons. So you and your brother were the hired hands for the farm?
Not the same time. When I was coming, he was leaving.
Oh,
So my
okay.
dad had help from all the time.
Okay. All right.
He was that much older than me.
How much older than you was he?
9 years.
9 years.
I didn't
okay.
like that.
No.
I did not get lost.
You know how older, boy?
I know how older. Yes, I know how older. I have an older sister myself, so I know how that is.
Yeah, and my wife was the oldest.
And you said,
And she liked the boss too, so.
oh, I see. So you went from a brother who was the boss to a wife. Who,
Something like that.
now you said, didn't she have 6 or 7 sisters?
Yeah, she took care of them. So.
Uh-huh. And where did she grow up? She was
Mantino.
in Mantino. Okay. Okay. So on the farm when you were a kid, what were some of the chores that you had to do?
Get corn cobs for the stove every night.
Oh.
Bring this in the baskets and.
So that's that's how you heated the house with corn cobs and the stuff. Was it one of those pot-belly stoves that you
No,
see?
it was a cook stove. It was a cook stove.
Oh, okay.
The silver in here was right there.
So were the corn cobs then from the cows ate the corn and you
No,
say no?
You know, it was from the sheller. We shelled the corn.
And that was that one of your main crops that you sold was corn?
Yep.
All the way from way early times it was corn?
Yeah, corn, beans, and mostly corn and hay and oats.
Okay.
Beans came in later on, so.
Now, do you remember, I saw you had some nice photographs of back in the olden days when everything was done with horses. Do you remember those times? Did they still have horses when you were a kid?
Yeah, but I don't remember too much. I used to ride a horse. I had a horse I used to ride, but. And another thing, I had a pony.
Yeah?
Yeah, I took the pony to school.
So where did you go to school?
Right down at the corner.
Oh, so it was a
Yeah.
country schoolhouse?
Yeah, oh yeah, one room.
Uh-huh, and all the grades
all
were
the
there?
grades.
Okay.
And I don't know how many, it was 10, 12 maybe. Maybe not no more, I don't think. But
Is the building still there?
oh no, that's
No?
a long time ago. But
I know I've seen a lot of the country schoolhouses they've made into homes and things like that, but this one's just gone.
this one he tore down to build a barn or something like this. So.
Okay. Speaking of which, I know you said you had an old barn on the property that you just had to tear down last year.
Mm-hmm.
But that was was that one of the original
Yeah.
farm buildings? Now, it was your grandfather that settled here, is that right?
Right.
And he came.
I think so.
You
I
don't
got-
remember you weren't there.
I ain't got nobody to talk to about it no more.
Yeah.
And I talked to my cousin. They never talked too much about me, so I don't know why. My dad never talked about him, what he did or nothing.
Mhm.
Only thing I remember, if he was sitting out and you got along there, you walk across the place, he wanted a glass of water, you stopped and got him a glass of water.
Because he was the grandpa.
Yes, so.
How about your grandma? Do you remember much about her?
She went blind. That's her problem.
Oh, she was blind. Yeah, I had
She
a
had cataracts, but
Uh-huh.
it just didn't work out them days. So
Yeah, no, they don't have the medicine. They didn't have medicine then like they do now.
she was had patches for a
Uh huh.
long time.
Yeah, yeah,
That was a pity.
yeah, yeah. It is. Now, how about your mom? Do you remember a lot about your mom? I imagine you do. Was she older? You know, did she live a good long life?
58.
Oh no, that's very young. That's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, that's very young.
My dad was 56, so they both died pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll beat them.
Yes, you've outbeat them by quite a bit.
Yeah.
But they lived here in this building too, in this
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
And did they farm their whole lives?
Yeah.
Did you have to have hired help on the farm?
He always did have help. I don't know how come they had so much help. I mean, we took a lot of help to cattle, horses, a lot of horses.
Did you have a lot of horses too?
I imagine they did years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
How many acres was the farm?
It's 200 acres now, so I don't know how many.
So, but you still have 200
But
acres.
still, there's 40 acres back there. Maybe didn't belong to this farm at first, where this other barn was talking about.
Oh, okay,
Because that was moved up on the hill,
okay.
and that was moved down here.
But a good 200 acres, that's
No.
that's a lot of property, yeah.
No.
Do you still farm it, or does I know you don't
Oh.
farm, but someone farms it?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. And is the crop the same?
Corn beans, corn beans, corn beans, corn beans.
Back and forth, back and
And we
forth.
never did that. We always had hay. Had to have hay for cattle.
That's right. Now, how long did you have cattle? When did you give up your herd of cattle? Because I know everybody,
About 20 years ago.
about 20 years. Yeah, I think everybody used to have, and then you
Everybody
just.
down the road.
Uh-huh.
Everybody has few cattle.
So now did you know all your neighbors then? I imagine so.
Not no more.
No, nobody knows their neighbors so much anymore.
Terrible.
Well, and I've seen there's a lot of new housing being built
don't
out
know.
in this area.
I don't know.
But now you always went to St. John's, the
Yeah.
church, and that's not very far away, is it?
Mile and a half.
So it's real close.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of your social life, especially when you were young, around the church?
Yeah, quite a bit. Now it's just drifting apart. So drifting away.
It's always, I mean, that's the same thing.
Away. All
Mhm.
churches, I guess, are that way.
Hmm. But it's a beautiful little church,
Yeah, I
St.
think
John's
so.
is.
I think so. I like it.
Uh-huh. Now, your wife passed away about 10 years ago, is that right? Or not that long?
12-3.
203. Yeah, so about 13 years. And is that is she over at St. John's then? Is that where she's buried? Is it St. John's?
No, Skyline. We were both.
Oh, okay.
Skyline.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
But you have a lot of pictures, so you've done a nice job of keeping track of the family. You have 3 sons. We got more pictures?
Yeah, like oh, I got them in the other room. I got them in another plastic thing. They're just in a bag, and they're.
More pictures?
I want to go through them and get some of them out. And of course, it don't do me no good. Nobody else will know them.
Tell me about the ring hanging on your chain.
It's my wife's.
Yeah?
3 months before she passed away, we decided we'd buy 2 rings.
Mhm.
And the one would keep the other one. I didn't think I was going to be the one, but that's the way it turned out.
We never do we? My husband and I argue about that all the time. Say, no, you can't go first. I've got to go first. No, you've got to go first. So that's what, yeah, then she did.
It's ours.
But 3 sons you have, right? So
Yeah.
how many grandchildren did you have?
6.
6 grandchildren? And now you got great-grandchildren too.
6 great great-grandchildren, and 6 the other ones. There's three grandchildren. I guess I don't.
So, tell me, you were showing me some articles earlier. Tell me about the time that you got stuck in the corn crib. What happened?
I slipped. Didn't protect her, did
So were you at the top? Because I don't know much about it. Were you at the top then?
kind of push it down.
So you're at the top and the corn was going in.
Yeah, but then it was plugged. Then all once it gave away, and you go with it.
So it was plugged and you were trying to unplug it and the corn was going in and then all of a sudden was Ralph went in.
Yep.
Did the corn keep coming down then on top of you? Is that what it was? Until how long did you say? Didn't you tell me you were like
Oh, it took me
up to your neck in corn?
3 hours probably, 2
Yeah.
hours.
How'd they finally figure out you were there?
He was here, my brother was here. So they tried to pull me out. You cannot pull anything out like that.
No.
I just had a little bit of my feet there. You still couldn't get out. So.
Uh-huh. So you were buried completely up to your neck?
Yeah,
in the
at
corn.
first, but then they cut holes in the side to get it out.
Oh, so they had to cut holes in the silo and then the corn kept falling out until you were rescued.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw the pictures in the paper. So, I was thinking about the farm. So you've always been a farmer? Did you ever have any other jobs?
I wish I did. No.
No.
Always a farmer.
Uh-huh.
I wish I would have tried something different.
Really?
Always, my idea was a bakery. I always liked the bakery.
A bakery?
I don't know why, but I just liked the metal bakery. But that's over.
So did you bake
No.
at home here?
No,
You should have baked at home.
I know, but you know.
Uh-huh. Well, I think everybody has a dream like that, something
Yeah, I
that
mean,
would
it
be
was
interesting.
Just something I would like to do.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me about what you remember about the time during World War II. What was that like? I know you were not in the service, probably because you were a farmer. You were a vital industry, so they wouldn't let you. Did you ever try to enlist?
I was in 1A for a while.
Uh-huh.
Then they got reported.
But they decided
No,
since you were a
It
farmer.
wasn't, it's not too unusual. We always did the same thing, always
Uh-huh.
farm.
Yeah, so kind of out
Then-
here things
then
didn't
gas
change.
shortage was shortage, and tires are short, and
Mm-hmm.
all that.
Did you have ration books and things like
Yeah,
that?
we had ration books in too, but
But did you grow everything that you ate on the farm here? No?
no, we can't eat everything.
No, but do you have a vegetable garden here?
No.
No.
I never liked the garden.
Oh, okay. And Mary, she didn't like to garden? What did she like to do? What were her hobbies?
Yeah, and stuff like that.
Ah. Oh, so she was a crocheter. She
do
made
that.
napkins and things like that? That's
She
good.
liked to do that.
And what were your hobbies?
I really didn't have no hobbies. That's one of them, I guess.
If you're a farmer, do you have time for hobbies?
Not really.
No.
Look, this came from, did she make this?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Oh, she made, not, you didn't make this.
No.
Mary made this. Okay. All right. That's what I thought.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's very pretty. So as a farmer, you didn't have time for hobbies.
Not too much.
So what was a typical day like for you? What time would you get up?
5:30,
So with the crack of dawn, you'd be up.
just about.
Yep. And then what do you do?
Did you milk the cows?
And then did
Breakfast.
somebody come up every day? A truck came every day to get the milk? Is that how it works?
At first it did, but after a while you got those big tanks.
Uh-huh.
They want to get a big enough tank so you get a couple days in there. So they come on every other day then.
Oh, I see. So you had a tank here.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And was that refrigerated or do you have
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's cold.
Uh-huh. Yep. And so you milk the cow, and then at first you were milking by hand, I imagine?
Not very much me.
No? Mm-mm.
But can I ask, when did the family farm get electricity to have the cooling tanks? Do you remember that?
I remember when they put it in.
Yeah. So was it from Commonwealth Edison, or was it part of that federal rural electrification program, or was it? I was just wondering. There was a time when private companies were putting in electrical power, and then some public people came and did it. And I was wondering if you remembered who it was that brought electricity.
Only one I ever remember was the electric up there.
Did you like it there? Okay, yeah.
But I
Interesting.
remember I was sleeping. The guy snuck in my bedroom and he thought he'd better back out. I was sleeping.
What was that? Somebody come to read the meter?
No, they were putting the wires in.
Oh.
And
And he snuck in the house when you were sleeping, huh?
It just is in that room.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Something.
It's pretty good though. That was nice.
So now, when did you learn to drive? Did you always have a car? Because now, what year were you born then? I'm trying to.
1928.
1928. Okay. So you probably didn't have very many horses for transportation then,
No, not for Trenton. No.
just for fun. Like like now, you would just
No.
ride horses for fun.
We used to have horses for hauling manure in the winter times for just a team, not a bunch of just.
Mm-hmm.
At,
What do you do with your manure when you had animals? Did you
spread it out in the field.
spread it on the fields?
Can't
That's
do-
why you had such good crops, right?
Yeah, I guess they're all right, but nothing like what it used to be though.
No.
Oh man,
It's a big difference in the yield. Is that what?
Oh yes,
How so?
twice as much.
You had twice as much per acre back in the day that you do now.
If we get 100 bushel years ago, that was unusual. But now you get 200 bushel,
Oh.
and that's kind of short.
I see. Okay, so fertilizers
Yeah,
and
yeah.
things like
But it's still costing you, so you're not making too much ahead.
right.
Yeah, I mean, that fertilizer's eating you up.
Yeah. You're not going to get rich being a farmer. Is that what you're saying?
No.
But you loved it,
Yeah. You're
even though you wanted to be a baker.
Kinda.
Uh-huh.
That was always my mind.
Was your wife a good cook? Was she a good baker?
No.
No. Maybe that's why you wanted to be a baker.
Oh, she raised 3 boys, so I mean, she did all right.
I think she probably did just fine.
But she wasn't the one that takes a lot of different things, different recipes, you know. Like the main thing.
Good, wholesome meat and potatoes.
Probably.
That's what I grew up on too. My dad liked plain meat and potatoes.
I like the mashed potatoes or gravy.
Now, how old were you when your grandparents died? You must have been pretty small because they both went pretty early.
My Fred Nagel, I never knew him.
That was your grandfather, Fred.
Yeah. But the other ones, all I remember them.
And what was their name again? That was your mother's parents.
Wanner.
Right? Wanner. That was
Wanner.
your mother's parents. And they were from Mantino. Yeah. The Wanners were from Mantino? No, your wife was from Mantino.
Imagine. They were just 2 miles down the road she was.
Oh, okay. Okay. So your grandparents lived really close.
Yeah, boy, they go close to years ago.
Yeah.
My uncle was here. He got his wife a 3/4 mile down here.
Oh, yeah? She was really close
And
then.
the next hour there was George Book. He come down here and got one of my aunts.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, it's just close to knit.
Right. Very close-knit. Yeah. Well, it took a while to get other places, too.
Yeah.
Hmm. And now, is that the only place you went to school? Was in the one-room schoolhouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't do much education.
No, you probably went and then came back out onto the farm.
I should have, but I didn't.
There's no should've. You probably got all you needed.
Really, but, I enjoyed life. I really did. I got a family good. I got my farm. I got my farm paid for and
Mm-hmm.
a little ahead. So
Yep.
that's all I wanted.
Yep.
It was simple.
Absolutely. Yes. Did you ever go on any vacations?
Oh yeah.
Where all did you go?
We went down to Florida a couple of times, and now we went west out to Las Vegas.
Las Vegas?
Yeah, we went there once. My wife liked that.
Uh-huh.
She liked to gamble.
She liked to gamble? Did you ever make it out to California?
No.
Never got quite that
Oh
far.
yeah. Our grandson graduates from the Air Corps. Not Air Corps, Marines.
Okay.
So-
Pendleton? Camp Pendleton?
Mhm.
Down there in San Diego? Is that where you were?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right there for a while.
Yeah. Did you like that country?
I guess so. I don't know.
One of those that's a nice place to visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but home is still home. Hmm.
Everybody likes to go away, but they always like to come back home.
Yeah, yeah. Now who's farming your acreage now? Because you still have the 200 acres, right? Is it a neighbor who farms
Yeah.
it?
Shilby's, their brothers.
Oh, okay. Bob, is that Bob?
That's a cousin.
Okay,
He lives on Ridge and Ave over there.
yep, on the other side of I-57.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
He does work for me.
Oh, Bob does?
Yeah, he does some oil job.
Yeah, he's in the Historical Society too. With,
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
guess so.
yeah, yeah. Hmm. But there's other Shubies that are out here
Yeah,
and they farm.
it's his cousins who
Okay,
farm it.
okay, all right.
2 brothers and a nephew. So,
Yeah.
But the oldest Shuby, he's getting up in age where I can think wants to retire a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you do. You get to that. Now,
Oh,
did you want to retire when you did?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I was glad when I retired from cows, milking cows.
That's a big responsibility when you
I
have.
think that's when I retired.
was when the cows retired, you
Yeah.
retired.
I like them though. Don't
Uh-huh.
forget me, folks. I still like my cows, but
Did they have names? Your cows?
I hate to say what their names are sometimes.
Is that the part we don't film? What you call it, the cows? Was that when they got you up too early in the morning, or when they wouldn't cooperate?
Oh, no, I had pretty good cows. They pretty well.
Uh huh. Did they ever kick you in the head?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Did they do that? They didn't want to be milked.
not very often. I've had one cow. She would stand milking, nothing wrong. And all of the next time, everything flies. I don't know why. Can't figure why that cow would do that. Although she stands still,
She was just having a bad day.
woof. Yeah, that's all what.
Now, what other kind of animals? Did you have pets out here? Dogs and cats and things?
Sure, we had dogs.
Uh huh.
Just mutts.
And how about cats?
Cats. Some
Cats to keep the mice out? Does that work?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
sheep.
You had sheep?
Yeah.
Did ya? Now, what do you do with sheep? Did you shear them for their wool, or do you eat them for their meat, or
Both.
both? Okay.
Easter time is when we want to sell the lambs for Easter.
Yep.
But,
Did you make mint sauce to go along with your lambs?
we only butchered one lamb.
Uh huh.
And then we butchered another one and we couldn't eat it because I don't know what was wrong with it, but something. Couldn't eat it. It was terrible.
Huh.
So I don't know what it was, but somebody gave us an old sheep.
Yep. That's where you get that expression, trying to make lamb out of mutton or something like that. Mutton out of lamb or something. Mm-hmm.
That mutton ain't right to it.
Yeah. So then did you raise them then for a while?
Yeah.
And then you sold them
Yeah.
and someone else butchered them? How about your cattle? Did you have cattle for meat too, or just the
No,
dairy?
not too much.
Okay, so just the dairy cattle.
The culls went over by Lowell.
Okay.
You know, when they fade out,
Hmm.
then we take them over by Lowell. A lot of calves over there. We used to take the calves.
To Lowell? Did they have a big, like a big
Yeah.
feed yard or something over there?
It was every once a week they would have a sale. Consignment sale, that's what it was.
Oh, okay. So
I
then
mean, everybody bring their.
uh-huh. Yeah. So tell me about one of your happiest memories when you were a child. A lot of times Christmas. Where was your Christmas tree? Was it in this room? Right there in that
Yeah.
window would be a nice place for a Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's where it was.
Did you have anything special that you asked Santa Claus for Christmas that you really wanted? I watched that movie, the Christmas Story. Have you ever seen that, when he wanted the Red Ryder BB gun so bad?
Yeah, I wanted that too.
You wanted a BB gun too? I was going to say, every little boy, I think, wanted it. Did you want a cowboy hat? Were you going to play cowboys and Indians?
By God, I did have that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
must have had my pony then.
See, now, I had a cowboy hat, and I had guns, because I always wanted to do that, but I never had the pony. So you were lucky you got your pony.
But he was an ornery one.
Was he? What was his
He
name?
didn't want to move.
What was his name?
Bessie, I guess. Bessie.
Bessie the pony. So did you have a little pony cart, or did you ride on
Yeah,
it?
we made a cart for
Yeah.
him. My dad made a little even a saddle there for a while.
Uh-huh.
He was good at that kind of stuff.
He liked to work with his hands? Do that kind of stuff, carpentry and stuff like that?
Kinda.
Uh-huh.
Because he could figure things all out pretty good. So,
Uh-huh. Did you do that too? Did you like to do carpentry work? Not so much?
not like him.
Did you have a question, Rachel?
Oh.
That's a good question. How did you meet your wife?
How I met my wife. I think she was walking down the street with a bright red clothes on, bright red dress on.
Mm-hmm. Caught your eye. We're down in Mantino?
Yeah,
That's where she was from?
it just seems to me. I think that's what it was.
Now, why did you go into Mantino for? Was that the closest town to you, really?
That's where we went.
To Mantino? There's more Mantino than Peotone? Or Monee?
Oh yeah, there was nothing more needed.
No, no, there wasn't a lot probably. Did you go buy groceries down in Mantino?
Yeah. Mantino and Peotone too. I like to do it at Peotone.
Now, where did you get married? Did you get married at St. John's?
No, at our church in Mantino.
In Mantino?
So,
Tell me about your wedding day. What was it like? Did you have a lot of people?
yeah, quite a bit. It was a small wedding, really.
Uh-huh,
This is just her brother and sister who were to stand up.
yeah.
That's all. It's a little wedding.
And did you go on a honeymoon?
Yeah, a little bit.
Where'd you go?
Indianapolis Speedway.
Did you? Did you get married in May so you got to go see the race?
No, we did see the race. We just seen the time trials.
Oh, okay.
So that's as far as we got.
So when's your anniversary? It must be in the spring then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
May 21st.
May 21st. Yeah, so there you go. You had the time trials.
Yeah.
Now, somebody else was telling me that they had a chivalry at their wedding. Did you have a
We
chivalry?
had a chivalry.
Tell me about the chivalry, because that's something we don't do anymore, isn't it?
No.
So what happens in a chivalry?
Everybody brings stuff that they make a lot of noise with.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Was that when, after you retire, you and your wife retire, they come and wake you up?
No,
No.
you do that when you get married.
Oh,
Or the wedding.
okay.
Man, then they give them some money, then you have a party.
Oh, so you give them money and then they have a party with it?
Not that night, but sometimes they try to get coupled together. You know, they can be a little bigger ones. But
Uh-huh.
turned
So,
out-
so did you have a big party then afterwards?
yeah, down the town hall, we had a party. And so.
Okay.
It was nice. But they
Yeah.
don't have that no more.
No, I had not heard about having them at all.
You get sued probably now.
Yeah, probably. You get sued for just about everything now.
It's all right, fine. But
Uh-huh.
I think we had a pretty good wedding, maybe ups and downs. But
Mm-hmm.
gotta have some ups and downs.
Absolutely.
Only would no good.
And how long were you married?
53 years.
Did you have a big party on your 50th anniversary too? Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I bet you have pictures of that too.
Yeah.
So now, when you heated your house with the corn cobs, how long did you do that? Just when you were a kid? Later on, then what? Did you ever go to coal? Have the coal man
What
come?
I imagine was we would have picked our own coal up at this Andrews.
At what?
At Andrews, we would pick up the coal.
Where's that?
Just a couple miles down on 45.
Oh, and they had coal there?
Oh yeah, for one time.
Okay. All right. Where, they sold it, and then and then you went down and picked it up. Okay.
You buy it there by the ton or weight.
Uh-huh. And then after that, you got electricity probably.
Or natural gas.
I don't know what kind of heat we had in after a while. I think we just had a little oil stove or something
oil
like
stove.
that in there.
Mhm.
See, we had a stove in here too.
Okay, right in here.
Was that one of those big cast iron?
We didn't have one of them.
No?
Mm-mm. Just a regular stove.
Regular stove. Okay.
How about chickens? Did you have chickens ever?
Yeah, not very much.
No, just enough for yourselves, for eggs for yourselves.
Chickens and ducks.
Chickens, you had ducks too?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We got them by accident, but
How'd you get the ducks by accident?
the neighbors had ducks.
Accident.
And that one old duck come over here and laid her eggs under the porch there and hatched them.
Ah,
And we kept them.
so that was finders keepers, right?
Yeah. Oh, we had more fun though with them though. They eat out of your hand and play. And,
Uh-huh. So there's your hobby. You were raising ducks.
yeah, we enjoyed it though, but they're messy things.
Yeah.
They drink a lot of water and they make a mess.
Well, I've been around places where there's a lot of geese, and I know there's a lot of mess where there's a lot of geese.
And these are just 7 of them.
Now, how about the wild animals around here? What kind of, did you have possums, I imagine, and raccoons?
No, we got raccoons.
Did you ever go
But not
hunting?
here too much.
No? Pheasants? Have you seen pheasants out here?
Not no more.
No.
They used to have a lot of pheasants.
Yeah, that's what I
But
thought
the
too.
foxes and coyotes took care of them.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot of coyotes now, I think.
A lot of coyotes, I guess.
How about turkeys? No wild
I
turkeys
don't
here?
think so.
No?
Probably out west.
Yeah.
I'm curious, were the coyotes here when you were a boy, or did they come in later? Were the coyotes here when you were a kid?
Now, I don't remember that.
Oh, so they kind of came in at some point later on.
I think so. I think we had foxes. Because we had a lot of foxes. We used to go on fox hunts. And
Did
get 'em.
you? Ah.
Oh.
All right, tell me about a fox hunt. Did you ride on horses with the bugles like they do in England?
No. No, we go around a whole section. You dump the guys off every so often, then they all walk to the middle.
Uh-huh.
And that guy's supposed to be in the middle or someplace.
Oh.
Ah. But you shot them then, right? Is that
Yeah,
what you
they
did?
shot 'em.
You shot the foxes.
It's mentioned in the newspapers a lot.
Yeah, the fox hunts.
How many they caught every time.
Wow. So you did go hunting a little bit for foxes.
Not too much, but
Uh-huh.
a lot of walking.
Yeah.
A lot of walking. Especially if you had to go in the corner, why did you go through the middle? Makes a difference.
Well, if you've got 200 acres here, you'd have to do a.
Oh, they used to have very fun fox hunt.
Uh huh.
They used to come in a truck and then you just go around and then dump them off us every so often.
So there was a service when you say I have foxes, and they'd come out. Somebody you'd call.
No, I don't
Call
think so.
get a fox or something? No.
They just know where the foxes would be, then that's where they would go.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that sounds. What did you do with the foxes when they were dead? Do you use their fur? Did you make a fox stole for Mary?
No,
No.
she wouldn't wear something like that.
No. She like plain clothes a little bit better than.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm curious, when you would get people together, would it be friends and family from the area who would go out to walk the line, or when you're going out looking for foxes and walking, bringing everything towards the center, would it be friends and family who'd get together and do that? Or
No. Just the guys with the guns.
Just the guys with the guns. Okay, interesting. Since you were saying people were marrying each other's families, how did that affect how people got along with each other out here on the farms? That
Seems to.
worked okay?
They seem to get along. Of course, I had one uncle and aunt didn't get along, but
With each other or with anybody else?
no, with somebody else.
Okay.
I mean, with them between themselves, they're right.
Okay. So that's probably one of those stories we're not going to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that folks got along, because I'm from Texas and people wouldn't necessarily get along, just because they were related and living next to each other. So if folks around here got along, that's kind of interesting.
Well, I don't know.
Now, what did your brothers do? Or your brother?
Same thing.
He farmed too? But he took your other grandparents' farm down the road. Does he still have that?
No, you sold it. Now there's a horse farm on it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Horses all over.
Hmm. We need quite a bit of property to have horses, I think, don't you?
Yeah.
Did he keep it for a long time as a farm?
Oh yeah. He sold it before he retired. Okay. He retired a couple of years, and then he went to town.
They went to town.
What town did he go to?
Peotone.
He went and lived in Peotone? Okay. Now, did you have a vet that came out for your animals? Did you use Doc Nadler from Peotone? I think everybody used Doc Nadler from Peotone.
Doc Johnson.
Oh, Doc Johnson.
Yeah, he do.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yep.
And there's one in Manhattan. I can't remember what his name was,
Uh-huh.
but he was a friend. His wife was a friend of my mother's,
Okay.
and he sang at my mother's funeral. So I remember.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they were kind of pretty close together. I
Uh-huh.
don't know what their name was.
Do you like music very much?
I always got it on.
Uh-huh. What's your favorite kind of music?
The old timers,
Yeah? Like the big bands?
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence Welch.
Yeah, my dad loved Lawrence Welk. He watched that every Saturday night.
And Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Were they on Sunday?
Both times.
Okay, Lawrence Welk was on Sunday.
Of course, you see them before.
Uh-huh.
They're good though. I like that kind of singing. You know, hear what they say.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah, you can understand the words and you can actually say your words in front of your grandchildren.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of music that you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You bet. It's nice.
Now, you were born in what year? 1928.
28.
So you probably don't remember the Depression very much.
No.
You would have been a real little kid.
You know, 28. I mean, in the 30s, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always had enough to eat, so I didn't get worried about it.
Well, I think
I mean,
that's the case, yeah.
yeah, I
If
think
you had
that's-
enough to eat, then you didn't.
My wife always talked about the Depression, but I don't know. It's the town people had more problems than.
Yeah, it could be. Now, are you and your wife about the same age?
We're the same age, about 6 weeks.
Oh, then you are almost exactly the
Yeah.
same age. Okay. Right, yeah. So maybe she felt it more because she came from town, you said, right?
She always says they used to go out in Indiana by their uncle, so they could eat one time. So I don't know if that's.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
so it,
Now, what did her father do? Do you remember?
He's a painter.
He was a painter. Okay, and what was her maiden name again?
Prairie.
Prairie, that's right. And her first name was Mary. Mary Prairie. What were her sisters?
Mary Alexine.
Mary what?
Mary Alexine.
Mary Alexine
Deed.
Prairie. Okay, and what were her sisters' names?
Nona, Phyllis, Neva, Janice, Phyllis. That's about all.
Sandy and May.
Sandy and May?
Oh, okay.
No brothers?
Yeah.
No Larry Prairie? No Gary Prairie?
No.
Just Mary Prairie.
7 daughters.
Just 7 daughters.
So did they stay around Manteno? Did they marry? Did they marry people around Manteno and stay around
Pretty
there?
well.
Yeah.
We got one, he moves all over the country, but that's him. He moved to Georgia and Ohio and DeKalb, and
Oh.
I don't know how come he moved. Well, he used to work for Harvester, A.O. Smith's Harvester,
Uh huh.
so they shipped him all over. But
That's interesting. But most folks stayed. Did they stay in the town or did they marry farmers and move out to the countryside?
no, they were local.
They were
He's
local?
married to-
Local folks. Yeah.
In fact, they all were except this one. He was from Cicero, but
Okay.
we all get along pretty good though.
Uh huh.
Concerned, but.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, you were talking earlier about the snowstorms. Do you remember any big snowstorms out here? Or any tornadoes? Did you ever live through any
Not
tornadoes?
the tornadoes, but the snowstorms.
Uh-huh.
Well, that one time when the trucks couldn't get up no drive, I had to dump the milk. I remember that.
Yeah, that would make an impression on you, I'm
And,
sure.
Otherwise, you just wait till they open up. If you eat like they used now.
Mhm.
Now they got to open up all the way. But well, people work, I guess. It makes a difference.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember the big snowstorm of '67? That was a big deal out here. I remember I was pretty young, but I had a friend that got snowed in, had to stay at our house for 3 days.
He did.
He did? Yeah? Where
Yeah.
was he?
About 2 miles from here.
And couldn't get home?
Yeah.
Yeah?
3 days, I guess. They were gone.
Yeah, yeah, because we're probably about the same age.
So,
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, that was a bad one.
Uh-huh. But no tornadoes. They all missed you.
Oh, yes, we had a tornado. I did, about a mile from here.
Uh-huh.
I seen it go moving along.
Oh, really?
I mean, the big black tornado, everything just kept on moving. But
When was that? Was that a long time ago or recently? Because I know there have been a couple of tornadoes come
that's
through
not
this.
too long ago. How long, Fred?
No, a couple years ago, that's the one that took out Marie Willie's house.
Right.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, that was probably the one
yeah,
that took
it was
out.
dark around here.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think it came through pretty close right through here, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
come
then
right over
well,
here.
her house got torn up when.
Whose house
That's the
was
one
that?
that tore out the power lines over in Monee.
You said Marie Willie? Is that where was the house?
This is the next mile over on 80th Avenue.
Oh,
It was
Okay.
close,
it was close, yeah.
because I watched it at the. Never thought nothing of it, really.
Yes.
No, you don't till later, and then you realize.
Some said I would be in the basement if you see something like that, but
Mhm.
I mean, it was going slow. It wasn't coming this way. It was just going away.
Do you have a storm cellar here?
The basement.
Uh huh. Yeah, fixed up for in case something like
No.
that happens.
No.
No. Me either.
Yeah.
I know. We should be more prepared than we are, but yeah, yeah. Well, can you think of any fun and exciting stories that you've had through your life?
Years ago, we did a lot of dancing, going to a lot of dances.
Did ya?
Yeah, down the atrium, a lot of dances.
Uh-huh,
Not
dan-
a lot of them, but
Uh-huh.
quite a few dances. But we enjoyed that. But
Like-
now there's nothing like that.
No.
So
And-
where would you go for dancing?
At the atrium down in Peotone.
Oh, I don't know where that is.
You know where?
I know
What?
where Peotone is, but what's the?
On Wilmington and Wilmington Road.
Wilmington
It's
Road.
fairgrounds.
Yeah,
Oh,
right by the
where the
fairgrounds.
fairgrounds. Okay.
Mhm.
That's the atrium.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to have a lot of wedding dances there.
Yeah. And now they very, very rarely have a dance time. Every once in a while, but not like they did. They used to do that all the time, though, didn't they? And could you cut a rug? Were you a good dancer?
Just no, not really, but I like to dance.
But you like to dance. Then
I
you were a
just
good
dance,
dancer.
yeah. That's why I like to watch Lawrence Welk.
Yeah, yeah. Do you watch Dancing with the Stars?
Not no more, but I used to, but I don't know him no more. You
Yeah.
know, so,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that would be fun. So did you and Mary go down dancing all the time?
yeah, she was a pretty good dancer.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. How about square dancing? Did you ever try your hand at square dancing?
We were going to try that, and we went one time, and it all broke up at the first time, or something happened to one of the couples,
Uh-huh.
and it never went over.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you have an idea to get things started and it just doesn't quite take off, but
But we used to have a once a month down at the town hall down here.
mhm.
They danced there about once a month.
Now where was that, in Peotone?
No, Green Garden.
Oh, in Green Garden at the town.
At
Okay.
that town hall there.
Right by where the golf, kind of across from the golf.
Right across the road from the,
Okay, yeah, I know where.
and it's
That's right on 45, isn't it?
Center Road.
Center Road, okay.
Yeah, we used to have a bunch that used to come and brought their old drinks and whatever they want, and
Mm-hmm,
well, I had a pretty good time.
mm-hmm. Yeah, now we only dance when there's a wedding, it seems like. That's the only time you go dancing. It's a lot of times when there's a wedding, they'll have a dance with it.
I even couldn't get my wife to dance the last time that way.
No?
She wouldn't dance no more.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't think she would drive the car no more.
No?
Mm.
Was she not well?
No, she had diabetes.
Oh, that's a terrible disease. That's really hard.
We were in town,
And I was sitting at the table, and she was at the other table, and she said, "Look, I can thread the needle." I said, "Well, that's fine, ain't too bad." So I just said, oh, and the next time I heard her try to talk, she couldn't talk.
Oh,
things
my.
like that. They ever sat right in there and tried to get her in and you're hurting my arm, and I probably was.
Yeah, yeah,
But then I got the rugs mixed up, you know, everything went wrong. But,
yeah, yeah.
it's
It's a terrible disease. It really is.
only thing is we went shopping and we got home a half an hour before that.
Oh, really? Well, it's
That's
good
what
you
I
were
was-
at home. Yeah.
Oh man,
Maybe she had a little stroke. It almost sounds like she had a little stroke. Do you think?
oh yeah, she had a stroke.
She did have a stroke. Yeah,
Toward the end there.
yeah, yeah.
But I mean, she threaded the needles. I would say, you know, to unusual about that. But the next time I heard her, it was something different.
Yeah, yeah. Then it can go that fast.
So,
So was she gone pretty soon after that then?
3 days.
Oh,
I left her
yeah.
go.
Uh-huh. Well, you know, when you see people who linger a long time and they're really sick for a long time, you sometimes think it's better to,
Oh.
yeah, God is merciful when he takes you quick sometimes. So, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I talked to the kids and to her sisters. They didn't want her like that.
No,
No, so
no,
we
no.
left her go.
yeah, yeah. But you're still here and you're looking mighty good at 88 years old.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you very, very much for speaking with us. And we may come back and visit on you again and pick your brain for some more interesting things about what it's like around
I
here.
had a dull life, so I think.
I think you had a good life.
Maybe a good life, but a dull life.
Well, I think at 88 years old to still be
Sounds good.
with it and taking,
Yeah, I
you
got
know,
all my,
you got all your marbles. That's what.
and I forget a lot, but
Yeah, well,
There's
I'm
like
not
those
88,
pictures.
but I forget a lot too. So
like those pictures.
you have beautiful photo albums, and you've done a beautiful job putting them together and keep
Oh,
up
sure.
with all your grandchildren. How many grandchildren do you have?
Do 6.
6. You
Two
keep up
each,
with them.
Each one gets 2.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you have great grandchildren?
Great grandchildren.
Oh, great great grandchildren.
6.
6. Oh, okay, yeah.
Got
Yeah.
1 girl out of that.
Yeah, your family does tend to run to boys, don't they?
Great, great. That's nice. How about the kids? You like your own grandchildren and great? Are folks still around here, or have they spread out over the country, or
They're kind of scattering out.
scattering out now?
One's in Wilmington, or Coal City, and one's in Wilmington, and
Mm-hmm.
other than Wilmington, yeah, Wilmington and Coal City. And the other one, I don't know, he's having a rough time of it.
Yeah.
But my youngest one, he wants to be a teacher, so.
Does he? Oh, that's
So,
nice.
I
Is he
mean,
going to school
he's-
for that?
Huh?
Is he going to school for that?
Oh yeah, he's second year, he's a coach,
Good for him.
so he's great, really is.
Good for
I'm
him.
prejudiced.
You're allowed to be.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're allowed.
I see for concern, I think my kids all turned out very good.
Well, then if you say maybe it's a dull life, but it was a mighty good life, and that's more important.
Yeah,
That's more
I
important.
think so, but that's
So-
Well, can you think of any other questions we have for Ralph right now?
Oh, there is one that comes to mind. I'm thinking about the farms around here and how well they've done. We're close to Green Garden, and I know there's frequently desires to incorporate, but it never seems to happen. What's going on out here that,
you mean for houses?
yeah, what's happening there?
They go broke before they get them built. They got 80 acres up here, had some roads, and
Uh-huh.
that's as far as gone. It's been, must have been 10 years since it's been.
Yeah.
And then down the corner, he sold his farm for a developer, but it never developed.
How about you? Are you going to hold on to your farm?
I'm happy the way I am. So
Good for you. Good for you.
I
Pass your farm on to your kids. Hope they hold on to it.
I hope so.
You hope so?
That's the intention.
That's the intention? Yeah.
One guy said, "Now, don't you wish you'd have sold your farm a long time and made a lot of money?" And I said, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm happy the way I am.
Mm-hmm. Well, what are you going to do with a lot of money? You going to go live in Vegas and, you going to buy yourself a boat? Everybody only needs so much money, I think, sometimes to be happy. Are you happy?
No, you won't be happy with all that money.
No, money does not buy happiness.
Or these millionaires, not million, when they just, these loudels, they go broke and are very unhappy.
Or they run for president. Am I right? Am I right? You go broke and then you run for president. That's what you do. So,
Oh.
should we start talking about politics, or is that a subject we shouldn't?
Oh,
I never thought Trump would get that far. Never did.
None of
I
us
think.
did. None of us thought that.
When he come up there, well, a couple of times, and if you, whoa.
Yep.
Oh, I don't.
Yep. Yep. It's
It's
be another
interesting.
interesting.
They
Yeah.
sure can talk.
They sh-
they sure can.
yes, they can. But can they say anything? Not so much. Not so much.
I mean, they run each other down so bad.
Yeah.
It might be true, but do they?
No, you don't want to vote for any of them when they do that. You know, there's no.
They're all that way.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. That's the way it's gotten. Instead of saying what I can do and why you should vote for me, all they say is why you should, how bad they are, and why you shouldn't vote for them.
Well, is it the same way locally? In other words, do people badmouth each other, or did they used to? I'm curious because I was wondering, the local farms and the farm families, were they able to organize with each other to protect their interest out here, or did you ever have
I
to do
think
that?
years ago they did.
Years ago they did.
I think so. But now, there ain't hardly no farmers.
Oh,
It's all.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few in the Shoebies. What other farm families are still out here from the old days that you know of? Are there any other ones?
Sankmeisters.
Sagmeisters, they're still farming? Yeah.
There's a Johnson. It's got a little bit more. I mean, around a little center.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But around here, there ain't nothing.
No,
Oh, okay.
there's really not a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, you get down into Peotone a little bit further south, you get a few more farmers, but
Yeah, getting inside of Kankakee and.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think. I know some farm families around Peotone, but I can't. The Bispings had a farm for a while, and the Artmans had some property out there, I know. But I don't know.
Ronnie out. Ronnie?
Ronnie Artman, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep, and his brother Donnie, I knew Don. I know his daughter real well. But yeah,
The only one I knew. Ronnie's. That's the one that died?
yeah,
I
Yeah.
knew him. But
yeah, he's the one that died just a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, but his brother was Donnie. Yeah, and Donnie lived in Monee, so that's why I knew him.
Is that the one that had the tractors, Ford tractors?
Yes, he still does. He still does. He has all those tractors. Yeah. Yeah, they moved to Bourbonnais. They have a farm out in Bourbonnais now.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's interesting though. See, as an outsider, it's interesting you describe it this way because if I go to Indiana, I see these huge fields with what seems like no houses, no families out there. I come to Illinois, and it seems like every 3/4 of a mile I see a farmhouse. You know,
Really?
the folks out here. You know, but so the comparison to me is very striking. So I would have said, oh yeah, there's farm families out here still, but not compared to how it used to be, huh? That's interesting.
I go by a lot of times. I'll be driving in the country, and I'll see what looks like a farm, stead, a homestead, and you look, and there's maybe just down the road here. I noticed it when we were coming here. There's the barns, but there's no house. It
Or
still
there's
looks like
trees where
Oh.
the
Yeah.
house was.
there's trees where the house used to be, but there's no house. Just the
Okay.
barns, just
There's
the
two
outbuilding.
like that down there.
Mm-hmm.
Bispings is one of them. Get that there.
Is that right? Is that
One of 'em.
Bispings?
Yeah, right in the corner. They
Yeah.
tore the house down.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other side, Joliet, I don't know who those people were down there. They tore the house down too.
Yeah, it's because they just don't live. They may keep the property, but they don't live there.
They never did, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
hard to keep the renters there, and I don't know.
Yeah. Well, renting is always a tricky business, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Our church has got a parsonage there. We don't have no minister. I mean, he lives in Crestpetter. But we rent the house out.
Mm-hmm.
Never got no rent.
Didn't get.
That's what happens. It does happen. They got
Ooh.
along. All the
Oh,
laws are
man.
all on the renter side, not on the property owner's
Don't
side.
even Shake hands don't even help no more.
No?
No, you just, if you get a good renter, you're just,
But now we got another winter. He's pretty good, I guess.
That's
I
good.
hope.
Yeah.
Of course, our furnace went out. Piece two radio over there.
Oh, gosh.
Well, they
yeah.
do that. You gotta.
Yeah.
Now, where's the parsonage? Is it right next to the church there? Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's.
How many members have you got down there?
I don't know. There ain't too many. It's
No.
all older people like me.
Yeah.
I miss about the second oldest.
Yeah?
There's 190.
Do you get down there very often? Do you go down there to church very often?
Me?
Uh-huh.
As much as I can.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
But the other one is 90 years old and he lives in Morris. I mean,
Oh, in Morris, huh?
his daughter lives over there, so that's how he went over there.
I see. I see. So he's not a longtime member of the church then?
Oh yeah, he was there too.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, but,
Okay.
but he just moved out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice people. I think they're nice people.
Well, everything changes though, doesn't it? It just, everything changes. But, you know, things still stay the same too. It's still about family. It's about your grandkids, you know.
Yeah.
What do you do during your days now? Do you watch TV?
Too much.
Yeah, I think we all watch TV too much. What's your favorite program? What's your favorite TV program right now?
Two of them in the
Uh-huh.
morning. I like the. Let's make a deal.
Yeah, yeah.
And can't remember.
Another game show? Do you like the game shows? My mom does too. My mom lives with us. I think I told you she's 89.
Oh,
She
she's
lives
older
with
than
us. She is. She's a little bit older than you. Yeah, she was born in 27. What year were you born?
8.
28. She was born in 27. But she just turned.
No,
Her birthday was the January 27th.
getting around pretty good.
She's doing real well. Yeah. She's
That's
like
what my
you. She's got a-
daughter-in-law always said. You're getting around, getting a little complaint too much. But
You know where she is today? You know where she is today? She's at school. She goes to school on Fridays. She takes a class up at Governor State at the college. Yes, she does.
I gotta ask, what class is this? What did you
The class she's taking right now, it's a continuing education class, and the one they're going to now is about, let me see, I think it's the history of, it's the history of the Underground Railroad in this area.
Oh yes, a local historian who's very well known.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and
Very
she's
nice.
taken a sculpture class there, and a class about the movies of John Ford, and another one about Chicago history. It's adult education. They call it the learning exchange, I think.
Those are good courses.
Yep, she goes every Friday to college.
Okay.
Yep,
Well,
a friend of mine picks her up, and off they go to school.
I,
So there you go. You can still learn how to be a baker.
I never did like school. That's my problem. I never liked school.
Well, then you should teach yourself to be a baker. Next time we have a historical meeting, you come with Ann and bring us a cake.
I don't think so. Unless she makes it.
No, you can make a cake. I bet you could make a cake.
You know, before this, all this business with me with my,
Hmm.
I used to spaghetti and chop suey and chili and stuff. I used to make all of that stuff.
Uh-huh.
But since then, I just don't do that.
No, well, you know, you may get back to it and you may not. You know, you may have just... Now, do you live here by yourself?
He comes here once in a while.
Uh-huh.
He takes care of the house.
Yeah.
If you see dust, it's blamed on him.
All right, we'll blame it on Fred. It's all Fred's fault. So now, what do you make your own food then?
I may have a good breakfast. That's what I think is a good breakfast.
Uh-huh. What do you have for breakfast?
Usually, lately not. Usually I would have 2 eggs, 2 sausage, onions and peppers, mushrooms.
That sounds like a great breakfast to me.
Yeah, I figure that's a pretty good
I
breakfast.
would say that is. Yep, absolutely.
So then after that, I never bother too much. Then if I go out, I still eat breakfast.
Yeah.
I go out a lot though.
That's good.
So,
You still drive?
oh yes.
See, that's wonderful. That is great. My mom does not drive.
I gotta take a test book pretty soon, I think. I think I gotta take one every year.
Well,
now.
I will say a prayer that you pass your test.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the last thing I want to give up is driving.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
The last time I was at, I gotta help my leg to get in the car.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's going to give me trouble. She said, just take your time.
That's right. You take your time. That's right. The last thing you want to do is fall. You already did that once, that's enough. No more falling.
And when we got done, she said, "You did so good, I don't even have to tell you nothing."
Oh, that's
So,
good. What was that, your physical therapy? Is that who was telling?
Your driving test, right?
Driving
Oh, and
test.
your driving
Driving
test.
test.
Oh.
This is
Alright.
Wasika, that's where I go.
That's nice.
I go to Wasika.
You go to Watsika? Okay.
I have an article.
And
Okay.
so, at a certain point, you go every year, huh, for evaluation? Is
I
that-
think so now.
Wow.
Yeah, probably so. Well, good. I will pray that you pass your test because that's important. So you go down to the grocery, where do you go to get your groceries?
Mostly Peotone.
You go to Peotone to the Burkotts there? Yeah? Mhm.
They help me with my groceries mostly.
Good for them, yep.
They got to do it. I mean, I can't do it no other way.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they don't mind.
I like to go to Frankfurt, but it's always up on a hill like that, and I don't like to
Yeah.
go so much. And it's
Yeah.
a bigger store, but I did like Walt's grocery store.
Where was there a Waltz? Where was that at?
Right on 45.
The one in Frankfurt, you mean? Yeah, right north of 30.
Yeah.
Oh,
45,
okay,
yeah.
okay. It's not there anymore?
Oh, the Waltz
yeah.
is there, yeah. And-
Oh, is that by the, where the Marianos came in? Is that Marianos?
Yeah, the Mariano's
Yeah.
right south of the Waltz, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I have not been to the Mariano's.
Have you been to
no.
Marianos? Oh, go to the Marianos. It's nice.
What is it? Italian food, isn't it?
No, it's every food. It's all kinds of food. But they've got like like a deli section, only they've got like whole little meals you can buy that are fresh and stuff like that. It's really nice. And a nice bakery. Mr. Baker, they've got a bakery in there. Mhm. You can go in and see if they have a help wanted sign up there.
I can't do that. I can't.
But nice breads and fresh things that they bake right there. It's a nice store. And it's right by the Waltz
That's
there.
right, right. That great big one though, isn't it? Real big?
It's big.
Big.
Mhm.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it is big. But it's right by the Waltz there on 30 and 40. Is that 30 and 45?
Yeah, 30 and 45,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And-
Uh-huh.
Well, now it's so big because nowadays they figure they've got to people have a more diverse tastes, right? They want something for everybody. So whoever comes in, they want you to be able to find what you're looking for.
They want to sell you more stuff.
Yeah.
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 I don't go there either. I usually go to the Burkotts just because I don't need more stuff.
Well, they're smaller. I mean,
Yep. Yep.
you got these big Joel's are so big you can't.
Yeah, it takes you all day to get around in there, and yeah.
I like these little stores.
Well, I think you're doing fabulously to be still driving. So, pick where you're at. Mhm. All right, I think we'll wind up for now then, and maybe we'll do another one down the road.
You didn't learn too much, though, did you?
I did indeed.
We did. Actually, before we stop, is there anything that you'd like to tell us about the history of this area that we haven't asked or that comes to your mind as something that you go, this is something that not many people know about here or they might not think to ask? Anything come to your mind that you want to tell us? Or that you, because, I think this area is interesting, but I also know that I don't know enough to ask all the good questions. So,
She did over good.
was that? Oh, you did
She
good.
did pretty good.
Okay, well, all right.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I'm thinking you probably were thinking about this before we got here, and thinking about what you were going to say.
I
when you
didn't know they were going to talk like this.
No?
No, I didn't know what to expect, really. She said they're coming up at 1 o'clock. I thought the pictures was you were after. That's what I thought you were
Well,
after.
we're interested
Well, we were
in-
after that too.
but we're interested in you.
Me.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you and your family and how you got here and how you've done and things like that. So,
That's good.
yeah,
I appreciate you saying that.
well, that's the truth. So, okay.
Nothing else.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll officially turn this off then, if that's all right.
Goodbye.